Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Take number 5. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've been here for 3 hours trying to record a recap. But this time we'll get it out. Don't even ask me what happened. Everything you can imagine. Forgetting to turn on the mic. Everything that could have went wrong went wrong. So I'm going to try and do this in 5 minutes as best as I can. Okay, from up 2.9 to now up just 9, which means we lost 2K off the top. Our biggest drawdown within a single day since being live. Not good, but it came under the context of good trading. I didn't overtrade today, didn't do anything crazy. We got caught in two nasty flushes towards the very end of the trading day. We're still walking away green, so that's a win. We feel great mentally. We'll be back tomorrow. It's a part of the deal, and you guys know I will never take it personal. That is day trading for us. It's the nature of the field that we're in. It'll just be ludicrous to be emotional at this point. Okay, technicals. Let's start off with EEIQ. I had to put this one on the no trade list today because it was just so choppy. It would make a nice move up and then back down, up, back down, false breakout, back down, up, and then back down. Not good. Now I'll give it credit on the front side of the stock and these breakouts. It did all right, but the price action on the way up wasn't the best. So for those of you who are strictly using charting, if you're in early and you're kind of giving it a chance, you probably did something before it started pulling back. This one here was a little tricky, of course, this big red candle. But all things considered, tricky one. I had to leave it alone eventually. GCT, very strong stock pre-market, did well. 7 a.m. Gave a decent move. Volume comes in around 8. It does even better. Stair steps up. Small ABCD in here. Does its thing. But into the open, for people like me who loves trading the open, not anything here. Just backside. Literally backside. This was finished. Short seller's dream. Moving on. UTRS, small loss here. This stock, let's pull up the show trades. I can't remember exactly where I got long. Okay, so beautiful. It looks like I'm trading backside. So beautiful move up here off this red to green. It double bottoms pre-market lows and holds nicely. So if you're watching this closely, more than likely you caught great trades here. Pre-market lows are around 47. It holds up that level nicely. You probably could have been in early. At least for me, if I'm watching, I would have been in early down here, watching to see what it does. It wedges, on this bear flag. And we do get higher lows. It squeezes out nicely. Red to green in full effect. Pulls back, goes higher, gives a much longer flag, aka a bit of a wedge, right? We get a wedge right here, and it squeezes in tightly. Initially, a bit of a false break. It does hold up, rips up new highs. I tried to trade this pullback here, this red candle, thinking we would see something like this. This is what I was looking for here. Big drop, right back up. Big drop, Titanic. So I didn't stand a chance. Should have just left it alone. $90. We didn't need to lose. ZURA, this is the stock that I traded after the live stream earlier in the morning. We're watching at it. It's halted up. It resumes lower. It opens up at 750 and dips down to 710. It holds up as it starts to curl. I'm in, and I'm in early in my first entry. I'm in, let's see, where am I in? I remember being in earlier than this. I thought I was in at like 25. Looks like I was in higher. Okay, yeah, right here. I was in at 25 up here. And I think I sold this trade around 40. Maybe a little less than that. Yeah, because I think I made 70. I made 17 cents, but then unfortunately gave it back. A little over trading, right? The sequence started for the red to green. Once it Once I sold for 17 cents of gain, it did get through 60. It dips down to 47 on the bids. That's where I bought back. should have only had two trades here, two buys, two sells. Instead, I tried to get back in like three different times, over traded this area. It was showing weakness. It did pull back to 10 again, curled back up, but again, showing weakness. Into the afternoon, we took a serious loss. And I did say, hey, if this stock can break above the pre-market highs, if this stock can break above the 200 EMA, I will be interested. Now, what I thought was going to happen was a series of halts going up. So I started watching at it. It's halted up at 837. It opens up at 850, right? So, about a couple cents higher. And then it just rips up immediately. It's one of those resumptions where it didn't dip, it didn't give a bottoming wick, and you have to be very, very aggressive to just take it as soon as you saw any sort of hint of buying. I wasn't that aggressive there. Now coming back to the markets after our break, wasn't as aggressive as I needed to be in low, selling high. So it pushes up and it's chasing down the halt level. The halt level gets extended, I believe, and we're at 920. I believe it pulls back to like maybe 890, 880, maybe 890. It's holding relatively high, fairly high. So I think it's going to shoot up again to now 960 to chase down the halt level. So I'm watching, it's around 905 now, 908, 910. It builds up. Volume starts to come in for a Hive Day break over 21. I literally buy 22 for break of Hive Day. And I thought I sold for a 40-cent winner at 960. In my head, I was saying, yes, nice trade. This is how fast this was, by the way. I'm in at 21 and I'm out at 47. 847, that is. So immediately, I took a huge loss. Huge loss. And this is in the blink of an eye. I thought it was at hitting 960 and I came out for a 40-cent gain. That was not the case. This reminded me of when I had my biggest loss in the sim of 2,500. An $8 stock, 2,500 shares. I bought 860. In the blink of an eye, it's at 760. I didn't even realize it dropped down. It's like some rug pull manipulation. Maybe it's too extended, whatever you want to say. But that happens. And boom, a 70-cent loss. So very, very ridiculous. Tragic, really. Tragic is the word. Like that guy used to say on the show, Everybody Hates Chris. Tragic. Unbelievable. Anyhows, that was ZURA. I wanted it above the 200 EMA. I got what I wanted. Didn't get the follow through that I needed. So moving on. And by the way, for anybody who might have caught it earlier, nice move, nice trades. But very tricky, being that it was coming into some of those trend lines. Lastly, ENVB. So with ENVB, we made the bulk of our gains on the front side. And this was my stock to give a move today because it was coming into the open off of rest. We had a high, we pulled back, it rested well. And so more than likely into the open, we'd probably see some level of continuation. Now, if we look at our daily chart, all of this started because of a breakout over 450. If we go back to May 18th, May 19th, we had a double top at 449, 450. It flags. First daily candle makes the new high over 345. And, here we are today. So break of 450, I start to attempt trades pretty early, but you can see it's up and then back down. The 1 minute candle does make a new high as we have higher lows. It does wedge into this area. And this is where we see our first squeeze and it gets halted up here. Resumes. I tried to dip here on the resumption, but I'm a little slow. Instead of being in at 450, I'm in at 470, 20 cents higher than I need to be. And I ultimately kind of botched the trades in this area. It pulls back again to 458. Not as confident as I needed to be down there. Didn't do super well, but we did all right. We did all right. But we really started capitalizing when it got back over 490. This is where we really started to do better and be a little bit more efficient. We take break of 490 for Hive Day again. we're out at like 508. It's holding the whole dollar. We're back in at 502. We're out at like 512, 515. Now it keeps going. It goes to 24. It pulls back to a low of 5, double bottoms. And for me right here, as it starts to consolidate higher, I'm in 503, selling into the highs, at like 15 or 13, 10 cents, 12 cents trades, not holding it super long. And I did this a ton of times throughout this range. Now, this is one big flag, right? This is a flag. This is essentially a wedge here, right? It's one big flag, right? So there are a couple of ways to approach this. You can do it like how I do it, which is very scalpy, in, out, taking the 5-10 cents at a time. Or you can be in once and be patient and be out once, selling into the highs. Why? Previous high of day from the resumption was 490. We have a low of 5, 502, 509. It does pull back here at 505, but we never broke below 5. So really and truly, if you wanted to have the longer hold here in this consolidation, you had every reason to be in at 510, 505. Let's say, because risk to reward, high of day is at this time is at 25. If you're in at 503, maybe you're selling at the low of the consolidation, 99. You're literally just risking 5 cents, and maybe including some slippage, to make essentially 20 cents back to the highs. Right? We do get a high of 40 this time. It comes down again, 505. If you're in at 510, and that stop is at 95, risking 15 cents, can you make 30 cents back to high of day? It's a 2-to-1 ratio still in there. And if you're patient, it does go. And for me, I'm in, out, and it doesn't matter, because once this makes a new high here, I'm, seeing trades same way. So again, the low, 64, 65, 66. Triple bottom, here's the subtlety. And then higher lows. We get a quick 1-minute pullback. Bit of a, almost 3-bar play. Didn't quite go on the third candle, but a fourth candle rips. So same trade from here, again right here. Different situation with the candlesticks, but still, again, triple bottom. If you're in low 70, it doesn't make a new low. There's no need to sell. You can be in once, out once into these highs. Or maybe you're in 70, out 80, like I am, taking 10 cents at a time, taking 10 cents again. Once this 1-minute candle here over 83 goes, you're in at 85, out at 95, another 10 cents again. Depending how you want to trade it, opportunity is there. It doesn't have to be scalpy. It can be longer hold. Doesn't have to be longer hold. Can be scalpy. However you want to approach it, according to your personality, right? So now we rip to new highs, 668, and this is where we start to get to the backside, and it gets choppy here, right? But if we zoom out and if we get patient and we don't just look at level 2 and we look at our charting, we'll see that there was a beautiful pattern here. And let's make sure our 5-minute candle gets some love, 3-minute candles get some love. Yeah, if we pay attention here, we'll notice that there was a beautiful ABCD pattern forming. And so here we go. We had our highs, and actually I want to be a little bit more zoomed in as I'm going to do this. There we go. We had our highs. Pay attention to the subtlety. Uh-oh. Let me get, hold up. Let me get yellow. Come on. Hotkeys are not working. Jeez. My computer, man. I need to get a new computer already. So, pay attention to the subtleties. We have high of day. Pulls back. Look at this. Look at this. It bottoms here. Bottoms. It breaks down. And look at how aggressive this break and reclaim is. I wasn't paying attention for this trade, but it was absolutely wicked. So the ABCD is in full swing, right? And even if we want to draw it here, but it usually comes from high of day, right? Subtleties. Resistance. Resistance, resistance. Comes back down. Subtlety, again. Bottoms. Curls back up. ABCD. Couple of ways you can approach this. Either you're watching it here with stop versus the low of the range, right? 76 versus 65. like 10 cents stop. So there's that, right? Or you're watching it here for the 1 minute candle to make the new high because this is just selling off. That's also a trigger to essentially get long here. Once this green candle makes a new high right here, another place to potentially be in, right? That's around, closer to 595. Down here is 575. And lastly, there's the pivot area, 530, which is right here. So maybe either towards the low of this quick flag, or maybe the breakout of this flag, either or both. And there's this big move here, right? So again, a couple ways you can approach it. I was trying it here, but I ran out of mental capital thinking that hey man, I'm putting out too many trades, it's not bouncing, and then of course it bounces. So if I had caught this, I'd have been in under the context of a 5 minute pullback, just in once, holding for a couple of minutes. But I missed it, so I ended up trying to scalp. I did miss between 6-630. So once it got up here is where I started trying consolidation, chop chop, and then finally nice trades. Made about 500 between here and here, and then took a huge loss. And so we'll watch that, and then that'll do it. So two big flushes at the end of the day, man. We wanted to say deja vu, but maybe some other time. So at one point we're up about 2.9 here. Yeah, and then it happens. So I'm very aggressive in this area. Um, I don't mind trading stocks as they're going straight up with small baby pullbacks and these type of things, high of day entries. Here I am at 68, 10 cents right there. And I'm gonna, I didn't realize it was getting heavy, and that was my issue here. So I thought it was going to dip and then bounce. So watch this. 75, 71. I took 75 there, thinking we would bounce. Okay, not quite. Is the bounce going to come at 60, 62, 61? Nope. I didn't stand a chance here. I did not stand a chance. But I'm buying it under the context of thinking it's going to get back to new highs and potentially get halted up at 715, but it was finished. The moment I bought right here thinking 61 was holding, I bought there thinking 61 was going to hold, and anything below 60 I'll sell. The moment I'm buying, it's finished. So in the blink of an eye, I'll go back and let it play here. I was doomed. Disaster. Catastrophe. In. Uh-oh. There's 15 on the bids. I think they gave me 25 exit. So in at 60, out at 25 or 20. I think no, 20, 620. 40-cent loss, 2,300 shares, $960 evaporated in the blink of an eye. And that was the day, ladies and gentlemen. So hit thumbs up for 3 hours of trying to record a recap. Yeah, technical difficulties here with the computer and things like that. So stay safe, stay green, trade smart, trade setups. Tricky day, crazy volatile momentum. It doesn't take that much to get red and get deep into the red. So for those of you who are green, let's count the blessings. If we are red, let's continue to stay dialed in, right? Let's review, let's study up, let's see what we can improve on. I mean, even for those who are green, let's see what we can improve on, and let's come back to be better tomorrow. New and improved. And if we can be consistent with ourselves, we can have a legit chance at doing well in the markets. So that'll do it. Remember, for those of you who are looking to get a free membership, tomorrow is the deadline to submit your videos. Tomorrow is the deadline to submit your videos for the MMU Manifesting My Future Challenge. Code Manifest will expire at the end of the month. I believe this month goes to the 31st. Yeah, on the 31st, Code Manifest will expire. So be sure if you want 50% off. I don't know if we'll do another big discount like this again anytime soon. So be sure to dial in on that. Lastly, be sure to check out Momo Pro, where when it comes to the gap scan, man, we get everything we need here. ENVB, all the hot stocks that we traded today, some of the other ones that came up later in the day today. Um, you know, EIQ, so forth and so forth. KBNT I didn't look at, but GCT, of course, all these stocks were much higher earlier as they sold off throughout the day. But yeah, Momo Pro, code Relentless for 25% off. With that being said, I'll catch you guys later. It's been RT, and I am signing out.